Welcome back to Beauty Gains, episode 9.
Hello!
We're already in a type of mood today, so we're all different setups. We've got smoke screens, we've got things going on, so we're gonna have to get it together. Okay, guys.
I don't need a second. No.
So today we are going to hit on insecurities. Okay, we'll talk about our insecurities. We'll talk about kind of how we've overcome insecurities, and even more so how other people kind of go about fixing their insecurities, but also calling them out at the same time as to, if you're going to do that, you better own it and not pretend that it was just given that way. All right, guys, so insecurities. There are so many people on this planet. I looked it up before because I knew we were going to talk about it. It's like 7.8 billion people in the world. Now, if you think about that, anytime you look at somebody, their eyebrow is different than yours, your eyelashes, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your hair, even inside. Everything about you is different. So there is no reason why you should be trying so hard in order to be somebody else, look like somebody else. Because then if you start to go on that route of picking yourself apart and I have this wrong with me, this wrong with me, this wrong with me, I want it all fixed, then you just start losing yourself.
You're never going to be happy. You're just constantly molding yourself into someone else. The best is when I see, like on Botched, I don't know if you've ever watched it.
Yeah, my mom.
How people like literally try to change their face to be like a Kardashian.
Yeah.
Or to just be like another celebrity.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Like that's
every time you try to change yourself to be like somebody else, to
you're
look
losing
like
a part
somebody
of
else.
yourself.
You're losing a part of yourself, but you're also losing what's different about you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just going to turn into a replica of somebody else, like that's already taken.
Yeah.
That being is already taken.
Yeah.
They were born, that being is taken. So if everybody just continues to get work done or change different things, again, if that's what makes you feel good about yourself and you continue on and you get something done and, okay, like I feel better now, and you become a more confident person and you continue to be yourself, fine. But if you're constantly taking your insecurities and you get one thing done and then you're just in this spiral effect of, I need to fix this, I need to fix this, I don't look like that person yet. And again, that comes with, people have body dysmorphia. People look in the mirror and see something totally different than other people do, and that's definitely something where you have to go mentally get taken care of and work on yourself and accepting yourself that way. And that's kind of what we're going to hit on today is you can look at somebody and be like, I want to be like them. They're confident, everybody likes them, everybody whatever. But at the end of the day, if you start to take away yourself by turning into somebody else, like we always say, there's nobody else that's you.
Exactly.
So you're taking yourself away from all of the people that are already in love with you, think that you're amazing, think that you're beautiful, think all these different things about you. Even if somebody has a type, there's always going to be something about you that stands out to someone. Mm-hmm. So if you start taking away what's different about you, you're not going to stand out to those people who genuinely appreciate you.
Yeah, and my thing is too, like I feel like, especially in my industry, it's very vain.
Yeah.
A lot of people are constantly comparing themselves to like a bigger artist or, you know, the next big thing, and just like always changing their like look up. And I mean, I change my hair all the time. I just do it because I genuinely get bored.
Yeah.
I don't feel different about myself if I was blonde versus if I had this right now. Like everyone's like, oh, blondes have more fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys do, but I don't
hate blondes.
I don't like, even I was blonde, I had dark hair, I had orange hair, I don't even know what color this is right now, reddish, whatever, and I don't change who I am, nor does it make me more secure, more insecure. I just genuinely like to change my look up. But I feel like my industry alone, they'll be like, oh, well, you do your makeup all the time, so like how are you insecure? Like, is that why you do your makeup? I'm like, I feel the exact same about myself, no face, no makeup on, as I do with makeup on. That doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it's just something that you do. It's part of your routine. You just like to do it for yourself. It's not whatever. But another message, we keep hitting you guys with messages and kind of, I didn't even get this, and talking to you guys and making you realize that your insecurities are allowed to be there, okay? Mm-hmm. We're humans, everybody's insecure about something. Even as confident people as we are, and we portray ourselves to be, because we've done a lot of self-work and self-worth, and at this point, we talked about talking about our insecurities and trying not to rip ourselves apart as we're doing it. So we're not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, I don't like this about myself.
Yeah.
This is bad, and I like this on you, and I don't like this on me. But there are things, like, since growing up, I've always been told and always been made fun of that I have a big forehead. And people are like, oh, you don't have a big forehead, you have 4 fingers. But my forehead sticks out. Like, if I pull my hair back, I have like this much extra forehead that my hair could be covering, but it's not. And when I was younger, people used to, I don't even know where they come from. My sister used to ridicule me, like, oh, when you go to sleep, you don't have dreams, you have like full screen movies with that forehead.
God,
I'm like, what
so
the
mean.
fuck? So, like, growing up, you get picked on for different things because people are just mean, but you start thinking about yourself from young, and you hold on to these things that you are teased about and made fun of so much. And it's just like, I have a big forehead, my nose is super pointy, my chin is pointy, so I have like a witch face. So all these things where you're just like, no, but yeah, it's something that I think about. Do I think that I'm an ugly human being? No. Do I think that I like attract certain people? Sure. But by no means am I going to be like going to get a surgery done where I have to get my forehead bashed in so that my skull is in shape.
And I look at it too, like, everyone was born the way they're born, and like, own it.
Yeah.
Because then you just, like we said before, you're just constantly changing yourself and never fully being happy.
Yeah.
Like, own what you don't like about yourself and love it.
Yeah. There's no, like we said, everybody, no matter the confidence a person is, or celebrities and everything like that, I'm telling you right now, everybody has something that about themselves that bothers them. You look into the mirror almost every single day, you're gonna pick yourself apart.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every single day. Every single day you see yourself. But then take somebody that's just like walking down the road and they're admiring you, and you can't even take a compliment from somebody because you're so insecure about something. They're like, oh, I really like this, and then you can't even be like, oh, thank you so much. It's just, well, no, I look better. And you start to not even be able to appreciate yourself or believe other people when they compliment you.
I honestly, I get awkward with compliments.
You're just like,
I'm like, okay, like if I post like a picture or something and I'm like with someone and they're like, oh my God, like, why can't I look like you? Why can't, I'm like, but why? I'm like, why do you want to look like me?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just own how you look? Like, you're beautiful. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, like we said, everybody stands out for a different reason, and you could have a type. Like, let's say we always talk about my type is beards, tattoos, thick ass men. But again, I could appreciate somebody that's walking down the road, and like maybe that person stands out to me for a different way. Maybe they're not even the most attractive guy that's there, but for whatever reason about their personality or their energy or something like that draws you to them. So it's not just all about looks, and it's not just about, oh, like the new trending look for females is bushy ass eyebrows with tiny ass waists and what, I don't even know fucking trends that are going on right now. You know more than me. But if every single...
You're not wrong about the bushy eyebrows. Lamination eyebrows are in.
But if you're gonna just continue to be a carbon copy, every single person on this earth is gonna start to look the same, and what the fuck is gonna be the difference?
Yeah.
You need to be able to accept that you're born different. Every single person is born different. There's nothing about you that, it might be similar, like me and my sister have the same color eyeballs, but me and my sister look nothing alike. You can tell that we're sisters, but again, we look nothing alike. She has tiny features, I got this big ass forehead. She don't have a big ass forehead. So growing up, it's kind of just like, whatever. But again, it's owning and accepting who you are and being comfortable in your own skin, because at the end of the day, again, it's not always just how you look. It's more about, we talked about before, confidence. If you walk into a room and you're already thinking, oh my God, I'm the ugliest girl in this room. Oh my God, like I have a gap in my teeth are tiny, my teeth aren't as white as that girl's are, that girl has bigger boobs than me, that girl has a tinier waist than me, why am I even out? I should just stay home and sweat.
It's just automatically going to give you an anxiety, and you're not going to want to be out, and then you're just going to overthink everything, and you're going to be miserable, and then you're going to go home and pick yourself apart, instead of those moments where you're feeling bad about yourself. And every woman has moments, at least once a month, where they're down on themselves, and it's fine. Just pick yourself right back up. And you know, those times where I have moments, I'll just sit in front of a mirror, I'd be like, all right, like, who cares? And I say good things about myself. I literally talk to myself, and I'll name things that I like instead of just being like, oh my god, my nose is crooked, oh this and this, like, who cares?
You also, we constantly bash ourselves in comparison to what's around us. Again, 7.8 billion people on this earth. And you're gonna sit there and think to yourself, again, say, whatever your life is, it's all that you can compare it to. But again, I always kind of give myself a reality check when I kind of get those insecurities, especially, again, like you said, when your chemical imbalance is a little off every month and you just think you're the most atrocious fucking...
I'm in sweatpants, no tan, I'm like, what the hell?
Like,
what do people see in me? No, just kidding.
The most atrocious, like, bridge troll that should just like never come out from underneath the swamp.
And then the week after, you're like, oh, fuck that.
Like, oh wait,
I was like
here
thinking that. Here she is.
Here I am. I'm back. I don't know what I was thinking. There's always that meme that's like, oh, I thought I knew I was a bald ass bitch, and just realized I woke up and I had my period.
Yeah.
But even when you have insecure times like that, just reminding yourself, again, this is kind of how I deal with it, is not that you don't want to compare yourself to like people that are worse than you, because that's an awful thing to be like, oh, well, that person.
I honestly compare myself to how I was even a year ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like growing, I have an older sister, she's 11 years older than me, and all the guys in my grade all had crushes on her.
Same with
They're
my
like,
sister.
why can't, are you going to look like her one day? Like, whatever. And I had, mind you, like an awkward face, like buck teeth, like didn't even know how to put my hair together, and I have curly hair, so like, I just looked like a hot mess. Mm-hmm. And I look back at it, and I'm like, oh wow, like I learned how to do makeup, I learned how to do hair, and like, and I knew that because my like older sister, I was like, I would always look up to her, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna look like her one day. I'm gonna be just as beautiful, and you know, and it really, it gave me an insecurity, because when I'm in my awkward phase, I'm like, oh my god, like what? Why does everyone think my sister's hot? Like, what about me? I'm your age. Like, you guys want her? Like, but I feel like now I look back and I'm like, okay, like I needed that awkward phase to humble myself and to realize that it's not about looks. It's literally about your personality. And there's reasons why everyone was like friends with me. And it wasn't because my hair was curly, I didn't know how to put myself together. It was because of who I am.
Yeah, it's almost like having that like ugly duckling syndrome where you don't realize what your potential is. And anytime I talk to younger girls who I see going through this, it's the same thing. It's, you're at this young age, you're at this awkward age, you're not even close to being grown into your own body yet. I promise you, if you just continue to like stay healthy, stay active, as you get older, you're gonna grow into yourself, and you're gonna look back and be like, wow, okay, like I was stressed out for no reason. But again, when you're younger, and that's all you are aware of, that's what you're going through right then and there, and hormones are going crazy. But again, it's that ugly duckling syndrome where you get this humble personality and then your looks catch up later, but you're still that awkward girl who had a low ponytail that wore WWF t-shirts to elementary school and couldn't figure out how to wash the
Do you know what I have to say though? Like teenagers now are not anything like when I was like, it's like when we were teenagers, I'm like, what, you guys know how to like full-blown contour? I'm like, these 13-year-olds look like 20-year-olds now.
When
like,
I was student teaching at a high school, I was in college, so I was like in my early 20s, and I would go in and I would be walking through the school, and girls would be in, again, a high school, high heels, pencil skirts, and flowy tops, like put together more than if I would be out on like a Saturday night. I'm like, how early did you have to wake up for high school? So everything's changing so much now. Again, we always go back to social medias because it's just a thing. It's like, oh, I need to look like this. No, you're fucking 14 years old.
Yeah.
That bitch is fucking 30-something years old. She's grown into her body. Like, this is how she is. Be a fucking girl. Be a teenager. Like, be awkward.
Yeah.
Fucking just enjoy yourself. Stop being so caught up with how you look, because you're literally just letting all these fun years go by because you're so insecure that everything's all dressed up. You're trying to grow up too fast. I want to go back to high school and have fun again and not have to worry about everything. It's, I don't fucking know. But literally, they dress
insane
better
to me.
than I do at that
I'm
point.
like, I wore yoga pants every day, the fold over Victoria's Secret yoga pants every
I was
single
thinking about those the
day.
other day. Where do the foldovers go?
I think they're making a comeback.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know. I wore those every day with a different t-shirt, and that was me in high school. Or maybe like something Abercrombie with like the Uggs. At one point I actually wore like leggings, like Abercrombie leggings with shorts, because you weren't allowed to wear shorts in high school or like middle school. So yeah, I did. And I look back, I'm like, what was I doing?
I rolled out of bed probably 15 minutes before the bus came. I'm pretty sure some days I slept in the clothes that I wanted to wear the next day because I wanted those 5 minutes extra of sleep, and I just had a messy bun in. And yeah, that was, I didn't even know what day picture day was. I have the worst pictures in high school because I literally have a plant on the top of my head. My mom would get so pissed. She's like, it's picture day. Didn't you leave the house in sweatpants and a t-shirt? I'm like, yeah. She would drop off a shirt for me to wear during my pictures, so I would have big ass, like, the fundraising sweatpants you get for like your sports team. So like male size sweatpants on and a nice top with a butt on my head in my pictures. And my mom's like, I fucking don't understand. But that's just how I was. I was again, always a tomboy. So growing up and then kind of getting into my like more feminine groove, it's like, again, like you break barriers into, okay, I've never been this like put makeup on kind of girl. Does that make me feel even more insecure? Is that like, I don't know how to even
See, but I look at it as you don't need makeup to feel beautiful by yourself, because you already are, you know?
I feel better and like more attractive in the gym working out than I do when I go out on the weekends. Like, yeah, I can put myself together at this point because I've had my sister who's also a hairdresser and makeup, so I've picked up how to put basic makeup on. I still need help with my hair sometimes because there's just so much of it. But again, I feel more confident in doing what I love to do and what comes naturally to me, but I also have accepted that more feminine part of myself, even though that used to be a big insecurity. A few episodes ago that I talked about how I fought for so long that I don't care to be super girly. I don't want to put makeup on. I don't want to like get dressed up because it's uncomfortable to me. It makes me more insecure to do that because I think that I look stupid when I do it. But then after you kind of continue to do it and continue to accept different parts of yourself that are allowed to shine through, I think is when you really start to like own yourself. And I think that also helps me put my insecurities away, is doing things that make me insecure, which we've spoken about. So I do put makeup on, I do get my hair done, I do get I used to bite my nails like crazy, now I get my nails done. So it's okay to be insecure, but you need to find a good balance of, okay, I know this is an insecurity of mine, but I'm still gonna do things that make me uncomfortable until I kind of recycle through it over and over again to realize it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's insecure, everybody has things that kind of make them like, oh, like, I don't know, I'm walking into this bar, are people gonna look at me? Are people not looking at me? Which one's worse? Like, I don't know what to do. Especially if you go out with people who you think are more desirable than you. So if you go out with a group of girlfriends and you think that all of your girlfriends are better looking than you, or all the guys always want my girlfriends, and then you just kind of like shudder there like, oh, just another night out.
Did anyone see the movie, like,
what is that?
It's like Designated Ugly Friend or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't even know what it was, but it was a very good movie because it was this girl, she was pretty, but her two friends always got the guys and nobody ever looked her way, and she ends up getting the like high school jock that was like her neighbor, and he falls in love with her. And it was really empowering because it goes to show that everything's more than just looks. It's about what the person brings to the table.
And the more natural that you are, the more it doesn't come off fake. So like, you can sit here with me and try to impress me by like, let's say, like talking to me about jujitsu, but I can tell that you have no idea what you're talking about. So then it's kind of like, all right, let's grow, whatever. It's the same thing if you're trying to
like mold yourself to be the other person.
If you're so insecure that you're always changing what you're doing, that's what's not attractive about you. it's not what you look like, it's not the small things that you're insecure about. Again, let's say that maybe your teeth aren't as white as the person next to you, and like that's what's bothering you, so you're constantly like trying to do different things to deter it. Or if you're just trying to distract people from like how you look, and you're just being very extra and like almost kind of trying to make up for what you're insecure about in different ways. So maybe you're obnoxiously loud about things or your things, and it's all because you're insecure. That's what's making you unattractive to people, is that you're not confident in your own skin. So people kind of don't want to deal with that whole, again, everybody's insecure. Everybody who dates somebody or who has a friend you're always going to have insecure days.
Yeah.
But if overall that's a constant thing that people have to deal with, is you constantly trying to make up for what you think you're lacking, people feel that energy, and it's, again, that's what's unattractive about you. It's not your insecurities, because again, you're going to stand out to somebody else, and you're going to be the most attractive human being in the world to one person, and then you're not a cup of tea for another person. Like for me, I got no fucking boobs either. I got flat chest, and that's fine. Some people are like huge into boob guys. There's boob guys, ass guys, whatever it is, but like somebody's not going to find my build attractive, and that's fine, because that's not somebody that I want.
Yeah.
So if you're constantly thinking about something, somebody's going to find you attractive, whether you're skinny, you're a CrossFit athlete, you're a runner, you don't like to work out. You are going to stand out to somebody. So just be yourself and let your personality and let your confidence be there, and then everything else will just naturally happen. Do you want to live your life always on edge and always constantly having to come up with like material, like constantly being like, oh, maybe.
And it kind of goes back to, here we go with the, it goes back to how we were talking with the social media and relationships too, and how you shouldn't mold yourself to be who the other person wants you to be. It's really just be who you are created to be, and own everything that you bring to the table, and love yourself for it. It's actually funny too that you said about being loud, because my friends know that the drunker I get when I'm out, the louder I get. I'm just a loud talker. And if they like say something and they're like, oh, lower your voice, I'm like, this is who I am. This is who I am. If you don't like it, don't be my friend.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. And so, like I said, people making up for things by being loud or whatever. Some people's personalities are loud.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it's naturally coming from you. If you are a person that's going in and like being loud to try to get somebody else's attention, it's blatantly obvious what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's the point where, okay, now you're annoying, like you need to calm down a little bit. But just fucking be yourself, guys.
I have to say, a big insecurity that I have with growing myself in this industry is getting compared to other makeup artists.
Okay.
So if someone DMs me, everyone knows I'm friends with Nicole. Nicole is Nikki Kasak. She's a big makeup artist around here, a celebrity makeup artist, and I've been working with her for over 10 years. A lot of people, I started off with being like her muse, her model, and as I started growing in the industry, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, can you do my makeup like how Nicole does yours? And for a while, I was like, okay, like I'm not as good as her. And I would be down on myself, and me and her would have many talks, and she's like, you're so good though. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not you, and people want you. And then I started to just be like, well, why don't you just go to her? Go to her if you want makeup. And then she's like, why? Like, what do you need to learn? And me and her like sat down multiple times, and she's taught me how to do my makeup, and honestly, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for her teaching me hours at a time to do makeup and be confident. And I got to the point where I was like, instead of being insecure about it, why don't I just take what I love that she does? And what I love that she does is like when I sit in her chair, she's making me feel beautiful inside and out.
Yeah.
And she helps me, and that's what I love too. And people are coming for me because they like the looks that she does on me. So, okay, instead of being like, I can't do it, automatically shutting it off and just being insecure about it and be like, I'm not as good as her, I don't have that touch, I can't do this, I can't do that cut crease, whatever. Just own up to it, and if I have to fail, fail.
Yeah.
And for a while, that insecurity was like, oh, I'm not going to be as good as her, they're automatically not going to like it, and I would talk myself out of it instead of just being like, no, guess what? They're hiring you, show up, do it, and at the end of the day, you could always do it better than them.
Yeah.
That's why they're hiring me.
Right.
And I started to talk to myself like that, and that really got me out of a huge funk that at that point, I was like, all right, I actually really like this, and I've really taught myself a lot more things. And when I was at the salon, which I'm actually back at now, I wanted to become an educator. And I was the only lefty stylist there. So I ended up being a lefty educator, and
Right.
that even took me a long time to do. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta teach people. Like, that freaks me out because I look at other stylists there.